they're talking about Operation High Jump. I'm just sharing podcast audio with Joe Rogan, and he's
to investigate with
Sam Tripoli on Operation High Jump.
Fleet, just a fleet to go bang, bro. You know? When was this? I think this was in the when was Eisenhower in? Was it the 50s? Yeah, it was 60s? Like right around just either around World War II or right after it. And so they sent Admiral Byrd up to go find out, and according to his journal that they found much later, he basically met with UFOs, Nazi UFOs. What? Yes.
Wow.
Nazi UFOs. The Nazis had a flying saucer. Had made a deal, basically, working with interdimensional. You've never heard this? No. It's the greatest story ever, bro. It's the greatest story. The Nazis made a deal with the aliens? Yes. Holy shit. For technology, and the deal was they were going to work together, okay? I know this sounds crazy. So basically, the aliens go down, and Klaus Schwab's dad go down and meet with Eisenhower. It's gonna be like we could either do it one way or the other way. We can do it nice, or we can do it the wrong way. And that's where they say Eisenhower made a deal with these aliens that they could kidnap people and do experiments, but they couldn't just do it anywhere. They had specific places, which were our national forest. What? Yeah, dude. You've never heard of it. You're making this sound as if this is like a story that is commonplace. Well, for my people, it is. Jamie, count me out here. Have you heard the story? Brand new. You've never heard of this? You've never heard of Operation High Jump, bro? I feel like I've heard of
Operation High Jump.
In this context. This sounds amazing.
Okay,
let's keep going.
I'm gonna stop right there. I was doing a little bit of research on Operation High Jump, and back in 2015 or 2016, I was actually documenting these types of stories. Back in my older apartment, I had a other place downtown, but back a few years, I was really fascinated about these types of stories. I mean, I've heard bits and pieces of information that trickled across the internet, YouTube. It used to be a place where everybody was free and open to talk about anything, but that's not really occurring so much now. It's like it's become bombarded with entertainment and just stupid stuff. So I didn't want to talk about any stupid stuff in this video or on this channel. I want to try to get to the bottom of some things. Like, I want to try to get serious into podcasting. And Joe Rogan, he's all over the place, but he was talking about, having guests come on the show. I mean, it depends on the guests that he brings in. I mean, it's like, he's a chameleon. Joe Rogan, he's brought a lot of interesting characters. Bob Lazar and Elon Musk are probably two of the more famous people that he brought in. And one was talking about working on propulsion and jet aircraft and technology that is almost it doesn't quite exist yet, or it's not in the field of science, like normal science. I think that it turns out he was right, Bob Lazar, but it's like, how did he know about this stuff? Like element 115, which is supposed to be the fuel for magnetic propulsion. You got to generate a lot of power in order to levitate these types of aircraft off the ground. It would take a tremendous amount of inertia. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm gonna have to learn some physics, but normally physics doesn't allow a man-made aircraft to just, zip through the atmosphere and just hover around and do 360 degree or 180 turns and just stop at going at Mach 6. These things they zip along like physics doesn't affect them, like gravity doesn't affect it. So when they're talking about UFOs, I mean, I've been trying to get some footage. I think I have a TikTok video. I'll just post the link down below of some of these UFO videos that surfaced on the internet, but I don't think that all of these can be faked. A lot of them are pretty good fakes, but I don't know. Some people have seen like amazing things caught on camera that they just couldn't explain. I'm sure it's probably more incredible than the stuff that they've posted on CNN. But anyway, getting back to the topic on Admiral Byrd and Antarctica, he went down on an expedition and he discovered the remnants of the Nazi party. They were down there for a reason. I don't know, because of course, I've never been there. Very few people have, and came back to report on that. Antarctica is a mysterious place, and it's now militarized. It makes me wonder, though, like, what were they doing? Like, what were they doing down there, and why were they down there in the first place? I think that some people, they talked about a UFO crash of some kind. Maybe it was an expedition to salvage, like a salvage operation, or they were there to study something. I don't know. But going back to what I was going to talk about, humanity, like back thousands of years, I was going to talk about that, like how the Egyptians, how do they build the pyramids? All these early developments in modern technology, like the battery, and where do they get this knowledge from, honestly? Somebody at some point, I think, like, they were helped. I think that during World War II, there's people that overnight they developed the atomic bomb, I guess like weapons, all these aircraft that they've just been building. I think it was partly due to inspiration of trying to outbetter the other person, but I mean it's amazing, like the leaps in technology that we had in the past 100 years, or even 50 years. I mean, in the 1960s, we went from riding around in cars to just going to the moon, building rockets. I think they came to do that after the war, in World War II. But yeah, I mean, I'm trying to wrap my mind around this. Like, how is it that in such a short amount of time we went? Okay, 10 years ago, smartphones were never common. They were pretty new at the time in 2010, 2011. Now in 2022, we've got the iPhone 14, 15, I don't know. So technology, if you can look at it like a graph, it's going up like, kind of like that. Elon Musk, he's talking about creating Tesla vehicles and the new PiPhone, putting chips into people's brains, creating the longer lasting battery, or even going out into Mars. But yeah, we haven't even been back to the moon. I mean, it's a lot of things, it just doesn't seem to make sense unless you start thinking about where this technology came from. People don't understand, like, how this progress, I mean, it's kind of like, it's a miracle, really. Like, you'd have to be some kind of genius to gather up all this knowledge. I think Hitler was some kind of genius, or I think that he was helped in some way. I don't know. Because, I mean, like, they were into the occult. Hitler and the Nazis, they were involved into something. They even said that they had a secret weapon that they were working on that would turn the tide of war and help them to win it. Americans and the Allies, they won. The Germans, they had to either flee Germany, the Nazis, I mean, they had to go down into Antarctica. I think some of them did, or they were granted amnesty via Project Paperclip. Look it up, and you can find out for yourself the facts on Operation or Project Paperclip. There was Project High Jump is something that's totally separate. Admiral Byrd, he went down to the Antarctic and he discovered Nazis working there. I believe that's the official story. Something about the Fourth Reich. I'm not entirely familiar with it, but Joe, on his podcast, he's got interesting people coming in and talking about these stories.
I don't know how weird you want to get, bro. I want to get weird. Okay, bro. They think
it's pretty
this
weird.
might be some time-traveling Nazi shit, bro. I know you're going to think I'm crazy, but it's true, dude. That's what they believe, and they made a deal. These they folk. Who? When you say they believe,
they're all over the place.
The conspiracy people.
I'm trying to gather the facts
No, there's a whole
from the BS.
Warring clans, bro. There's a lot of warring clans, dude. But how deep do you want to go?
I really want to know what you guys think down in the comments section, because I'm trying to piece together facts from fiction. I'm trying to read the Book of Enoch, and I've learned one interesting conclusion, that there was entities that gave us knowledge that helped us to advance, and then suddenly, bam, just vanished. Like, history doesn't really teach us enough, like what happened going back thousands of years, but I don't know. Incas, the Babylonians, Sumerians, Aztecs, Olmecs, they're gone. There's only small traces amount of the remnants of their ruins and bones, but we don't know too much about them. Some people even think about Atlantis. Atlantis could be real. I think it might be possible, but I don't know. I don't have all the facts. And there's people, clowns, on the podcast. They're talking about all these crazy stories. I don't even know if all of it's true, because they could be just throwing information and disinformation out there to try to mess with people that are trying to search for the real truth. And this is why I say to people, never stop searching, because truth could set you free, but you know what, you got to be careful, like how deep the rabbit hole down you go, because sometimes they never make it back out. Yeah. Anyway, I would check out this book, Book of Enoch. It's a good read. It's very interesting, to say the least. It's pretty incredible for a book that was written so long ago. And also check out the Bible too, because some of these stories, we don't know what really happened for sure. But this is why we got to keep on searching, you know. I think a lot of this stuff was kept hidden from us for a reason. I think that the powers that be, the elites, they got all the knowledge, or so they think they do, and they don't want us to know. And that's all I gotta say about that. Thanks for watching. Stay crafty.
Warring clans, bro. There's a lot of warring clans, dude. But how deep do you want to go?